everyone. This is gonna be kind of a more chill video. I've realized that I haven't really talked about any of my other hobbies besides reading on this channel, and I wanted to start doing more. So this is gonna be my first video following my knitting and yarn I acquire and patterns I want to do and what I'm working on, kind of everything like that. So I'm gonna start pulling up patterns on my computer so that I know what I'm talking about and then we can start getting into it. First of all, I think this was 2 weekends ago, me and my mom went to the Michigan Fiber Festival, and so I have a couple of things to show you from that, as well as my work in progress bag, a couple of projects that are in here that I want to talk about, one project that I finished, and then projects that I want to start or patterns I want to do sometime in the future with yarn that I acquired recently and over the past year. So yeah, it's gonna be a fun one. First knitting podcast. If you want to follow my Ravelry, this is my Ravelry. I feel like I need to get like a little mic to go right here. Maybe in the future. So a little history about my relationship with knitting. I started knitting when I was around, I want to say 10, I learned from my mom. But I haven't really done a ton with it so far. And it's been like 12 years. The projects I've done so far, I've knit a scarf, I've knit a hat that I'm probably gonna frog because I don't like how it turned out for me personally, and I think I can make something better. And then I also have made a kind of, it's like a shawl. I'll show you that later because I want to talk about the stuff that I got at the festival first. So I guess let's start with that. I got 4 different things at the Michigan Fiber Festival. I gave myself a budget of like $50, and I think I spent like $68 or something like that. So I didn't go too far over, which is very good. And I got a couple things that I'm very excited about. First 2 things are not yarn. The other 2 are. So I'll show you the things that were not yarn. First, I got this really cute bag. It kind of matches my current project bag, similar size. I have looked at other project bag designs and I don't really know if I like the ones that are out there or the fabric that they're using. So until I find one that I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to have this, I think I'm gonna continue to use these mini tote bags. But this one is really cute because it has alpacas on this side and sheep on the other. Isn't that cute? I love it. And it wasn't too expensive like other project bags are, but I'll keep putting stuff in here. The second non-yarn thing I got was this fan. See, when we went, it was like 80, 90, I think it was like 90 degrees outside or something like that. It was just so hot, and then added on to that, you go into these expo centers where usually they would be used to keep animals for shows. But instead of the booths the animals were in, they were the booths for the sellers. So there was a bunch of sellers in a couple different buildings, and then there were also a bunch outside with tents and booths. And so me and my mom both got the last 2 of these really cute sheep fans from a booth. They were like 50 cents each, and we were just so hot. So I'm like, any airflow possible would be the best. So got this. I'll probably display it somewhere in my room. I'm not sure where yet. The next, or the last two things I got from the Michigan Fiber Festival are yarn. I really tend to lean into more earthy colors and more darker or muted colors rather than bright and outgoing. That's not my style. I probably wouldn't wear anything bright, as you can probably tell from my room. There were so many different booths at the festival, so I really wanted to just look around at first to figure out what I wanted to get, because I also didn't have any projects in mind that I needed to get yarn for. And so I was kind of just buying yarn to buy yarn, which is not always the greatest plan, but I think it worked out. So the first booth I got yarn from was called Alkin-Me. This is their little card in the back as well. And I got, what is this? Ester sock yarn. It is 75 superwash merino and 25% nylon. I do plan to use this for socks. I'm very excited. I love the green, and that it's not like the same green exactly throughout. Like, it lightens up in certain areas. Yeah, she recommended this one for socks specifically, and I really want to find a good pattern for these. I'll put some pattern pictures up of some ideas I have for this yarn that I think would look good, but I have no idea. I've never done socks before, but I'll show you a different pattern or project I'm working on that's similar to socks. So once I have those done, I'll probably feel more comfortable doing socks. Kind of matches my bag, the whole vibe I got going on. And then the second skein of yarn I got is from the shop Apothecary Fabrications, I think it's called. It's their linen merino high twist. I don't remember what color this is. It doesn't say on the paper, but I'll put up a little online description so you can check them out. They have really cute colors here. I'll show it to you instead of just talking about it. But it's a really pretty mix of burnt oranges and reds and blues. Yeah, I love it. It's so pretty. All of their stuff kind of had a similar feel to this, of like darker colors, more earthy colors, which I really loved. So I had to get a skein of this one. And then I'll also put some ideas up of what I want to do with this as well, because I am not sure at all. Moving on, I have a project I want to show you guys that is finished. I think I finished this in May or something. It was a few months ago, because it's been a while. I love this color blue. The yarn that I made, the yarn I used to make this is, I got it from a local yarn shop. It's from Cascade Yarns Cherub Sock. It is 55% nylon, 45 acrylic. I think it's typically used to make socks, but I just thought it was super soft and really nice to kind of make a shawl or a scarf out of. And I feel like I don't typically like doing stuff with acrylic because I can tell that it's acrylic, but I cannot tell that this is acrylic. I think it's super pretty. This is the Mara shawl or Mara scarf, whatever it's called. I'm very excited to wear this in the fall. I don't know how I'm going to wear it yet, but it'll be cute. I'm excited. I still haven't blocked this, but I will eventually. I just haven't gotten to it yet because one hyperfixation at a time for me, and then I get distracted. So we'll do that eventually, but I just love how, if you can see like the mix of blues and greens, I love it. I think it's so pretty. Next, I guess we'll talk about a couple projects I have in the works. I think I have 2 at the moment. Yes. One of them is a lot simpler than the other. So I'll start with that one. This one, okay, let's back up. Remember how earlier this year, Joann's was sold to someone and they liquidated it? Yeah, so I went to Joann's and I got a bunch of different skeins of yarn. I didn't go when it was like really, really, really on sale, but I went when it was like 40%, I think, 30 or 40%, because I still wanted to be able to get a good selection of stuff. And when I went, I got a bunch of different cotton yarn skeins, and this is one of them. This one is just the very generic cotton yarn brand, Sugar and Cream. And this is the colorway, let me see, it's a colorway Sonoma. I got a bunch of different earthy colors. I'm not going to pull out the other ones because they're in my storage bin. But this one is just kind of a tan creamy color with a bunch of different earthy tones mixed in. And I really wanted to start making a washcloth set for when I move out, whenever that is. I have no idea. And so I started doing that. And this pattern, I found an account on Ravelry, or a creator on Ravelry, that I really love for washcloth patterns, I've discovered. Because they're super simple, but they look so cool. And I'll put them up on the screen for you to see. But this is the pattern that I've started for this first washcloth. I think it's called the Shire or something like that. I think I'm halfway done. I don't remember exactly because it's been a while since I've touched it. Yeah, I have no idea. So we'll see. But this is one of the projects where I'm like, whenever, it's not my priority project at the moment. It's like an in-between project. So there's that one. Okay, and then the other project I have in the works is kind of complicated. So what I'm working on right now are mittens. They're the Brambly mittens. I forget who exactly this is from. Again, I'll put it up for you to see. And everything I'm talking about will also be in my description as well. So I'm only on the first hand right now. I'm currently also using Lion Brand yarn, Fisherman's Wool. This is the colorway Nature's Brown. I think it's a really pretty brown to do mittens in. Again, very earthy colors that I love to work with. And then I'm almost done with this hand. I think I'm like up to here or something. So we'll see how that goes. This is what it looks like so far. I have the cuff that if you unfold it, it's really long, but it's meant to be folded. And then this is where the thumb is and the top of the hand. I've been using Magic Loop to knit this, which I was kind of confused at in the beginning, but once I caught on, it was totally fine. But I'll show you what it looks like on my hand so far. It's kind of a little skinny because I wasn't sure what size to start with, so I've been doing the medium. But I'm hoping that after I block it, it will be a little bigger. But I think I've been doing pretty good. So that is what it looks like on my hand so far. I'm very proud. I'm excited to wear these. Hopefully I can finish the mittens before winter hits. This is what it looks like so far. I'm very excited. I'll keep you updated on the progress I make on this. Usually, well, what my mom and me like to do, especially since football season is starting, we like to have a project and just knit while we watch the football games. And so it hasn't started yet. I think there's like one more preseason game. Whenever it starts, I'll probably be working on these. Or what we've also talked about is wanting to do like the team colors we like for the team we like and find a pattern to do that and have a little like handmade merch to work on and wear during the games. So I have no idea what I want to do for that yet, but I will keep you guys updated. And that I think is all my projects currently that I've been working on. I haven't been knitting too much recently just because of wanting to read a lot. My hobbies come in phases, and so earlier this year when I wasn't reading at all, I was just knitting so much and crocheting so much. And then when that died down, I started reading a lot again. So we'll see if my knitting hobby comes back in full swing. But I really love reading, so we'll see. I'll have to find a good medium of like listening to a good audiobook while knitting. The last thing I want to talk about is some of the yarn that I have that I've had for a while that I am excited to use and what I'm planning on doing with it. I don't have that much variety right now because I've been trying to save money, but I have a couple of different skeins, and I think these two are the only two that I'm like really excited about out of the ones that I have right now. Because what I'm looking at, I have one more skein of fisherman's wool that's like a lighter brown gray, and then I have a few different acrylic yarns for some projects that I'm making for friends, and then the cotton skeins, and I think that's pretty much it besides like the stuff I just showed you. So these two, I don't remember what brand this is, and I don't know where the tag went, but I know it's alpaca or an alpaca blend, and I have no idea where this is from. I forgot. I know the tag is somewhere, but I'm not gonna look for it right now. But it's a very, very nice heather gray. I wanted to make a balaclava with this, but I think I've decided differently. I don't know. I'll put some ideas up of what I'm kind of thinking with this. I still think a balaclava would be fun, but I don't know how much I would wear a balaclava in the winter. So TBD with this. I have no idea, but it's super, super soft. That's the immediate reaction I had when I bought this. And I also got this at a local yarn shop as well. And then the last skein I want to talk about, this is, I think I also got this from Joann's when I went later and the sale was cheaper. But this is from Lion Brand as well, and it's 100% baby alpaca in, what is it in? Tan. I think it's just in the colorway tan, which is not a very fun name for a color. It's very soft, so that's a plus. I think what I've been wanting to do with this one is another kind of scarf. I think it's called a rosemary scarf. I think that's what I'm going to do with this. I haven't decided fully, but there's not a ton in this skein. It only has 146 yards. So it's not big at all. Another thing I've learned is that I love very lacy patterns. It gives my brain something to do instead of just knitting back and forth. I think that's it for right now. I know I want to do some other videos in the future of like patterns that get me excited to knit in the fall and just other knitting update videos. So let me know what you guys are knitting. Follow me on Ravelry. I'll try to keep it updated as I continue. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.